Hi, I am Gina Pero. Now, my last name Pero rhymes with hero. And I use this a lot when I'm speaking to crowds of people because if there's one thing that I wanted to be when I grew up, it was a hero. So, what's a hero? I think a hero is someone who is true to who they are as a human being. And the older I get, the more I want to be a hero every single day. But you're a hero too. All of you watching this right now, you are a hero. There is a hero inside of you that's awaiting to be born. And growing up, I had role models. My grandmother, bless her soul, looking down on me every day, she became a role model for me. And here's why. Her faith was so solid, strong, that nothing could get her down. And when she was diagnosed with leukemia, she was going in for her last treatment and chemotherapy. And she looked at the doctor and she said, "It's in God's hands. I don't need this last treatment." And she lived 11 years later. I mean, that changed my life because she knew herself so well that she knew that she did not need that treatment, that was actually going to kill her. And she lived 11 years. Within that 11 years, my grandmother became someone who I was inspired by, who I looked up to, who I wanted to talk to and have conversations with. I mean, she would pray for every single person in the world every single night. She would go around her house and kiss pictures on the wall of all of us grandchildren and all of her sons and daughters. And if I ever spent the night at her house, I would do it with her. It was like a routine, like choreography. And now that I'm older, I have pictures hanging on my wall and I do the same thing. I pray for the people on my wall and for the world. And it really became an eye-opening experience because I realized that she didn't have a career that I wanted. She didn't want to be a professional dancer. She didn't want to be a life coach. She wanted to be a mom. She wanted to take care of her family. She wanted to make sure that everyone was fed, happy, and inspired, and that we all prayed together. She really kept our family together. And so as I was growing up and I was getting into the professional dance field and even into coaching, I started to want a role model. And I realized that my role models, the people who I knew, like deep down inside they were being true to themselves, those were the people that I really wanted to be like. And so many times we see one trait or one quality in somebody that we like, and then that person becomes our role model. And then all of a sudden, we're totally derailed. We are totally off the path because we're like, but that person was our role model. But no, that person had one thing, one part that you were inspired by. But my grandmother, I looked at her whole being. I looked at the whole picture. And I want to offer this to you at home today, especially for you parents and you youth out there, you young girls, that you're deciding, what dream or what path you want to take or what career. Choose a role model in which you can look at the whole person. What kind of qualities do they have? What kind of a person are they? Who are they being in this world? What do they like to eat? How do they treat other people? How are they presenting themselves? We talked about presence, a few videos back, and it's just an important thing that became very important to me. I mean, I could name some other role models in my life, my father being one, my mother being one, my brothers being two role models, because as a whole, on a whole level, they inspire me to be better. They inspire me to achieve my dreams, and they are very honest with me. The one thing I loved about my grandmother was she was honest. She always told me, "You know what, Gina, that too much makeup on your face," or, "Gina, you look really skinny." And I trusted her and I believed in her, but I also never took offense to her honesty because I knew that she saw me. So when you're choosing a role model, make sure that they are someone who can encourage you to follow who you are and not try to change you. My grandmother never tried to change me. She accepted me for who I was, and she encouraged me to follow what I was here to do. She encouraged me to dance every day. She encouraged me to be a good person. She encouraged me to share all of the blessings I had with other people. She encouraged me to share my gifts with the world. And she never, ever tried to change me. And if that's the one thing you're leaving this video with or this day with, choose people to be in your life that want to encourage you to be who you are, be who you're born to be, and not change you or tell you should, you could, you would. And I guarantee you're going to really be on this journey with such awesome support that you're going to really live your dreams more and more and more and more by choosing people, role models, and support lines in your life that will encourage you to continue being who you're born to be. Take care.